Well, you can probably guess where I got this thing. Well, at the thrift store, of course. This is some no-name white box machine. How much did I pay for this? All of $13. Not really. In fact, actually, I have no clue what's actually in here. I know it's more than just a case, though, because I looked through the slot where the floppy drive's supposed to be, and I saw RAM in there. So there's something in here. Not to mention there's the whole set of jacks in the back. But it, oddly enough, has no CD drive and no floppy drive. So I'm not really sure what this is supposed to be. If it was maybe something that was, you know, parted out, or what. If you look back here, it definitely does still have a motherboard in it. As you can see, I've connected a couple things up, getting it ready to for the grand run up here. It's got the power supply still in it. Yeah, so I'm not really sure. It's kind of a mystery box, as it were. Why don't we go ahead and try to take the thing apart and get the back off. It's not toolless in the slightest. So, gotta actually, let's see if I can do this one-handed here. I know, really exciting watching me take screws out. It helps not to be doing this not only one-handed, but back-handed. There we go. Should only be a couple more of these. Of course, I'm not even looking at where I'm putting the camera. There we go. And I think this is the last one. I don't think there's one on the other side, interestingly. There we go, this one's not too bad. Okay. If we can see if we can get this cover off, if it wants to cooperate. I'm sure I'm missing something. Oh, wait a minute, I see what this is supposed to do. You have to undo this one down here. And then, this is a weird case design, actually. I'll show you what this is. This thing comes off like a big tube. The bottom panel actually comes off with this whole thing. Okay, let's see what's in here. Okay. Still not a whole lot of clues. But there's a computer in here. Let's see here. We have a SATA host adapter in one of the PCI slots, which is quite interesting. We've got a 320 gig Western Digital hard drive. This looks fairly recent, actually. This looks like somebody was upgrading it. Which may be why the floppy drive is missing. It looks like it's sitting in the floppy bay. We've got some RAM down here. There's not great light in here, so I can't really see what that is. This is really not mounted very well. This was definitely someone's idea of a, kind of throwing something together, trying to upgrade something old. It is an Intel motherboard, if you can kind of see it down there, Intel desktop board. Yeah, other than that, it looks very basic. If I had to take a guess, there's some kind of Pentium 4 in here. That's just going to be my guess. But I'm not 100% sure, and we'll find out when we boot it up. There are no stickers on here. So, got front panel, a bunch of the front panel connectors aren't connected, actually. Which is very interesting. Not really sure what the story is with that. That is very odd. If I had to guess, something's probably not connected right. Yeah, the power and hard drive LEDs aren't connected. I wonder if somebody was trying to make something inconspicuous out of this. You know, something that didn't draw attention to itself. So, yeah, I don't know. But either way, it looks kind of promising. I think that's an AGP slot there. Of course, you can't see much of a thing because I'm in the shadow. But yeah, I believe that's an AGP slot. Looks like it. But yeah, other than that, that's really what's in here. Got a little small power supply there. This looks like some kind of DDR, but I can't get to it because this darn hard drive's in the way. Okay, we'll find out how much RAM's in here when we boot it up. So, speaking of which, now that we've seen what's in there, or at least mostly what's in there, guess it's time for the grand... I'm not going to try and put the screws back in there right now, but I guess it's time for the grand run-up. Question is, will it work, or will it smoke? Well, it's booting, which means the CMOS battery's probably no good. MPC. Let's see if I can guess the BIOS setup key here. Of course, I'm also making the assumption this actually supports USB keyboards. Oh, there it goes. F4. There we go. Yes, it does support USB keyboards. Okay, we've got 512 megabytes of DDR RAM in here. Indeed, the battery is no good. Oh, Intel Pentium 4 at 2.4 gigahertz. Yeah, so I wasn't far off there on this. Not bad for not having any clues as to what's in here. So... I don't see anything that really jumps out at me as being really wildly messed up. We'll go try to set a date and time here. Let's... Oh, hey, it actually does let me enter down the number key. Oh, of course. That's right. Hitting wrong buttons here already. I'll call that okay. Close enough. I actually entered 2017. Let's go ahead and jump out of here and see what this thing boots into. Indeed, none of the LEDs are working. So I'll have to figure out why those things were disconnected and where they need to be reconnected to. Got a blinking cursor. I don't see much else though. I wonder if maybe the OS on here is corrupt. See if the drive actually... Oh, reboot and select proper boot device. I wonder... Oh, I wonder if it had... If this thing probably has fun trying to boot off that SATA controller. That's gonna be a fun one. I'm not really sure how he set that up, or how the previous owner had that configured. So either way, that's where we are with this thing right now. I might want to try and take out that hard drive and maybe put in a proper floppy and CD drive in this thing, and figure out what the story is with that. See if that SATA controller will can be coaxed into booting. Actually, oh right, have to do. There we go. Let's try and jump into setup here. See if maybe we can find anything. Probably intent on not getting me into setup either. Let's try and boot. Let's figure out, why is this not going to... Okay, how do I get this stupid thing to go into setup? I just did it a moment ago. Yeah, now it's going to keep trying to boot. Okay, well I'm gonna have to noodle around with this thing and figure out what its deal is. Either way, this is the mystery white box computer. Well, Pentium 4, 2.4 gigahertz, 512 megabytes of RAM could upgrade quite nicely for something. Put some more RAM in it. Maybe maybe put Linux on it or Windows XP, one or the other. Either one would run quite nicely on here. Probably find a little something to do with this. But either way, thank you for watching, and stay tuned. Maybe I'll have a follow-up video on this thing.